Hey, hello there. Welcome to this week's Facebook Live. Our topic today is understanding joint pain, part 2, a different perspective. And so if you're struggling with pain, joint pain specifically, and you've been trying lots of different things and nothing's been working for you, why not join in and listen in? Either live right now, that's always wonderful to have you join live, or on the replay. So my name is Shalini Joshi Amdagni, and if you and I have never met before, I'm an international physical and emotional pain relief expert and help people move past their pain, addressing the root issues and moving past their pain to more peace, more clarity, and living the life that they truly want. So our topic today, as I said, is understanding joint pain, and I'm calling it part 2, right? That's the topic. And part 2 because last week or two ago, I had addressed the issue of, again, joint pain, but it was part 1 because it was on the left side of the body, okay? All the left side, because we have two sides of the body, and the left side has a different meaning and root cause, and the right side is different. So today we are looking at the right side. I did the left side, so I thought, why not do the right side? And actually somebody did request it. So here we are, understanding joint pains, a different perspective, and addressing the right side of the body. So today, here's what we're going to be looking at. Number 1, peeling the onion layers, the pain onion layers, right? Understanding joint pain on the right side of the body. And then also looking at how do these imbalanced right side symptoms show up in our lives, right? And then tips to healing the joint pain on the right side, healing, managing the pain on the right side. So hi Shweta, hi Kun Porntep, so nice to have you here. And so, peeling the onion layers, chronic pain in any shape or form, whether it's joint pain or whatever pain that you have that is chronic, is a multi-layered problem, is a multi-layered issue. And so, most of us are brought up to just go with one view of the problem. We look at the physical aspect of chronic pain, right? And I actually do have chronic pain right now on the left side of my body, which is why I did the first Facebook Live, to share my experience and how I'm healing myself. And so if you just say, oh, I have chronic pain, I'm turning 50, it's the older, getting older, and so this is normal, or you say, oh, it's a structural thing because the muscles have contracted, and all the obvious things that we find on the internet or what the doctor tells us, that is an important aspect, and that is one aspect. And so if you keep addressing your joint pain, your chronic pain, just from that structural physical aspect, it's really, really hard to achieve lasting relief, because we are triune beings. We are mind, body, and spirit. So if you just keep looking at the structural thing and what's structurally wrong with your body, then that's just one aspect. There is so much more, and that's what chronic pain, any pain actually, is about. It's about many, many layers that are creating chronic pain. And then, when you think of joint pain, you think of rheumatoid arthritis, and then you just give up because you say, oh, this is an autoimmune disorder. That means the body is attacking itself, and so I can't do anything because, what can I do about this? And that's how a lot of people think, and they actually feel that, oh, joint pain, I'm going to be stuck with this, and there's nothing I can do. But that's not true, right? So it is a you have to look at chronic pain from all angles, from the social angle, from the relationship angle, from the lifestyle angle, from the mental angle, from the spiritual angle, and address it, because that's who we are. We are, our lives are our body. There are lots of books out there that say your body speaks your mind. Your body is a map of what's going on mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's like a printout of what's going on inside of you, right? So if you really are interested in helping yourself feel better and move past the limitations and the limiting ways that pain is holding you back, then you want to be open to other things that might be at play. So talking about understanding joint pain on the right side, last time I spoke to you about that, we are made of two polarities, two energies, which is the masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine. And I also shared with you, if you look at, I'm a Hindu and live in a Buddhist country and grew up in a Protestant school, so I'm a mix of everything. But the statue of the Lord Shiva is many times depicted as half woman and half man. And so no matter what gender you have, right, we have two polarities. We have two energy channels. In yoga, you call it the Ida and the Pingala Nadi, which is Ida is the feminine channel and the Pingala is the masculine channel, or yin and yang, or Shiv and Shakti. So I think Carl Jung in his psychology called it anima and animus. So we have these two energies, and the left side of the body, which I spoke about last time, is associated with the female feminine energy, and the right side of the body is associated with the male masculine energy. And so whether you're a man having joint pain or a woman, right, or you have any other problem, you have both these energies within you, right? As a CEO of a company, you have, you're a dad, you're your husband, and you have all those responsibilities that are very masculine oriented. But then you also have feelings, right? You have children, you have relationships, and so we are a blend of both these energies. It's usually when we shift to, are inclined to a lot more masculine or a lot more feminine, and that can be for both men and women. Women can be a lot more masculine in their mindset, in their behavior, and men can be a lot more feminine in there. So the key is to balance, to be in balance. And so when we are looking at joint pain, right, and trying to understand joint pain on the right side, here is what I have. So the masculine energy, right? Let's look at what the masculine energy, because the right side of the body, and if you have joint pain, whether it's shoulder pain, whether it's elbow, wrist, leg, hip, knee, ankle, right? Whatever joint pain you have on the right side of the body, the right side of the body, this is the, overall sum of what the right side of the body stands for, right? So it stands for linear thinking, seeing, structure, logical, stable, disciplined, fast. It's about confidence, independence, hard, fire. Why fire? Because the left side was water. If you remember, if you haven't watched the previous one, then you might want to go and watch part 1 of this, right? So giving, right? Giving is outward, and the left side was receiving. So the right side is giving, achieving, doing. It's all about actions. It's about risk-taking. So these are the traits or the qualities, right, that are associated with the right side of the body. And so it's the Shiv side of the body. It's the Yang side of the body. right? And also on the right side of the body, so a lot of the times people have joint pain, and it's not because they had an accident or something, structural, physical happened, and that's why they have the pain. And so when you have pain on your right shoulder joint or your left shoulder joint or wherever, and you've not had any accident or you fell down or something like that, then the pain that's in your shoulder, in your neck, or wherever is called referred pain. Okay, it's referred. It's not, so if you have a right shoulder joint pain, it's not, the pain is, the root cause is not here, right? It's a referred pain. Something else is going on in your body that is creating the pain on your right side. And last time I talked about the left side of the body, and the heart is on the left side of the body, and it's like the core cause of pain on the left side of the body. And for the right side of the body, it's the gallbladder. Gallbladder. So if you have bloating, and there's so many other symptoms, right? And if you have an inclination to eat a lot of nuts and sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and all those nuts and seeds, it's related. And if you have bloating, then that is actually at the core, at the root of this pain that has started in your body without any accident, without anything happening physically to you, right? So the root is at the gallbladder, okay? And also the right side, so the right side is all about the masculine traits, right? The masculine qualities. It's about issues with the gallbladder. It's issues with the male figures in your life. So it's about, issues with the father, issues with the son, issues with the, grandfather, or the male colleagues in your life, or the male friends in your life, or male relatives in your life. So if you've got issues going on with men in your life, whether it's your son, whether it's your father, whether it's with any other male connection, then that's also, it speaks about the right side of the body. And of course now, depending on the location of the pain on the right side, is it your shoulder? And that has a little bit different meaning than if it's the wrist, and that has a little bit different than if it's the knee or the ankle. And I went through a lot of, I've done a couple of lives on your body, listen to your body doesn't lie. And I've gone through these details, but very quickly, the shoulder is about responsibilities and shouldering, so whose responsibilities are you shouldering, right? And usually it's related to the men in your life, because this is the right side of the body, and the left was the women in your life, issues with women, your daughter and all that stuff. You can watch the other video. And so responsibilities, the wrist is about feeling chained and stuck, inflexible. Knees is about changes, because you bend with the knees help you bend. And so where are you not bending with the changes in your life? The ankles is about supporting and feeling strong, because it upholds the whole weight of the body. So where are you feeling weak in your life? And feet is about moving forward. So it's all an interconnected interconnected dynamics that's going on, that is impacting the right side of your body. And that's why I said that pain, chronic pain, is a multi-layered problem. So if you have right knee joint pain, and you just look at whatever the traditional medical system is, and you don't go into these details, then and you can do the surgery and maybe it gets better for a while. but unresolved emotional issues, they stay stuck in your system. They overload it after a period of time, and they show up again and again, because pain is the way your body is communicating with you and letting you know what's going on with you. So here's a quick look at it. So know the masculine energies. I told you what the traits are, what the qualities are. The gallbladder is at the root, and there are lots of books like The Secret Language of Your Body or Louise Hay's Heal Your Body that will give you the inside emotional components of what is the gallbladder related to. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, every organ in your body is related to an emotion. And liver and gallbladder, have a lot to do with anger and resentment, right? So these are all clues that can help you get to the root of what's really going on with the joint pain on the right side of my body. Okay, so here's, so so the right side, when the right side of the body is imbalanced, of course you're experiencing all this joint pain. But what does it really mean in terms of feeling imbalanced is, so the masculine energy is about planning and doing and achieving, and it's more like external, more external experiences. And so if you are over planning, if you're somebody who likes to plan, right, or you're over controlling and you want to make sure you don't allow other people to take responsibilities, and want to make sure everything is, maybe you're a perfectionist and you want everything to be the way you want it to be. So over controlling. If you find that you're always busy, I have a friend who used to be an over planner and always busy, who has learned to go with the flow, who has learned to let it be and not plan everything to the minutest detail, right? And of course, it's not about like, oh, I have an event coming up, I really want to plan this. No, but it's like a general lifestyle where you're always planning and you're always busy and, emotionally a little bit closed. These are imbalanced masculine energies, right? Unreasonable, because a balanced masculine energy is, doing, it's achieving, it's reasonable, it's the right amount of planning, so everything in balance. And when you are off balance, that's when these things are happening. And then the other side, right? So when I was studying the chakra system, we have what we call the two open chakras, right? Where it's too open or too closed. And so you can see the manifestation in like, whether it's over planning or over controlling or over busy and very aggressive and, closed off emotionally, or the other end, right? Where you are not taking action, you're fearful of taking action, you're not feeling confident, you're not feeling, you're not taking risks, calculated risks. You're not pushing yourself to complete whatever project or whatever things that's going on for you, right? You're lacking focus, because masculine energy is focused, it's confidence, right? It's pushing, it's aggressive. But the other side can be, you can have, and I found that a lot in myself as well. Sometimes, I'm scared to complete something, or feeling lack of confidence in achieving whatever I set my goal to. And so that is the imbalanced masculine energy, because masculine energy is about achieving and doing and taking risks and feeling confident, being reasonable, and going out there and doing stuff, right? But these are some of the ways we imbalance our masculine. And whether you're a man or gender is not a criteria here. We have both these energies. And so if you're a female, a business entrepreneur like I am, and you're not doing what it takes, and you're hiding, and you're shying away from taking risks, well, that's imbalanced masculine energy in you, right? And so here, where am I? Yeah. So how do we balance this, right? So we've gone through what are the masculine energies and the problems and the symptoms, the way they show up in our lives. And so how do you heal the right side of your joint pain? Now, this is just my process. It's not, if you have some medical issue and, do whatever you feel good about, right? That makes you feel safe, makes you feel confident about taking care of your health issues. This is what I've come up with I've been on this journey for 12 years now. And my journey started with chronic pain, and I was on bed rest with chronic pain. Fast forward 12 years, I have these joint pains. And so the way I am going about healing my pain and helping others is, first of all, you want to know where's the location of the pain, right? Whether it's right side or left side. We're talking about the right side. So where is it located? Is it the shoulder? Is it the elbow? Is it the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist and the knee and the ankle? So be aware of where is this joint pain? Which specific joints are you being affected? Are being affected by pain? And then understand that, oh, okay, this is the right side of my body. So it's the masculine principle, which means, do I have issues with the men in my life, with my son, with my dad, with the other, men friends, men colleagues, men relatives, right? It's also about, am I being, off balance? Am I being too pushy, too aggressive, because you understood what the right side of the body, masculine energy is about and how it's imbalanced. So ask yourself those questions. Where am I off balance in my masculine energy, right? Then the body part, right? We said locate the pain. So let's say it's a right knee, right? So it's on the right side of the body, and the knee stands for bending. The function of the knee is to bend and to help you move forward by bending. So where am I feeling unbending? Where am I feeling inflexible? What are the changes that are going on in my life that are hard to accept, that are hard to bend to, right? That's the function of the knee structurally, right, to bend, but it's also about bending in your mind, the mindset, right? Bending with the changes in it, going with the flow. Some changes are really, really hard to accept. And when we get stuck and fixed and resistant, we create, aches and pains and dis-ease in our life. So so that's why when you're trying to diagnose, self-diagnose what's going on with you, look at the location, which body part is, and what does it stand for, right? And what some of my old videos, I've gone into much more detail about the different parts of the body. Then the pain texture. Number 4 is pain texture. And what I mean by that is, pain usually when your doctor says, you have a inflammation or there's a swollen, these are all symptoms when you have joint pain, right? It's stiff, it's swollen, it's inflamed, right? So you want to look at these words, inflammation. And inflammation really, when you study this in the metaphysical sense, is related to anger. Okay, stiffness is related to stiffness in your perspective, stiff opinions, stiff perspective, stiff mindset. So where am I being stiff in my interaction with others, right? Where am I being, what anger am I holding on to? Because inflamed feelings have to do with anger, and actually a lot of the chronic pain, not a lot, all chronic pain issues have an element of anger as a big piece, right? So when you talk of inflammation, think pissed off, angry, inflamed. When you're thinking of stiffness in the joints, think of where am I being inflexible, where am I being rigid, where am I not bending, right? Swollen has to do with swollen feelings. What's upsetting me? What are the issues in my life that are making me feel those swollen feelings, right? So, and this is not limited to pain. This is limited to anything that's going on with you, not just with the joint. I have people over the last 12 years who've had pain and then say it feels like pressure, it feels heavy, it feels piercing, and you want to use those qualities that you describe your issue with and say, where am I feeling that? Where am I feeling this piercing pain? Where am I feeling pressure? Where am I feeling heavy in my relationships, about my finances, about myself, right? So you want to get more clues to what's going on with you through these descriptions, and your body lets you know how you're feeling. Are you feeling heavy? Are you feeling achy? Is it sharp pain? Is it dull pain? Is it stiffness, right? So you want to look at the texture of the pain. And of course, number 5 is key emotions underlying chronic pain. I said is anger. So no matter what kind of chronic pain you have, if you address issues with anger, that doesn't mean like, oh, you are a very angry person. No. I've had a lot of chronic pain, but there are things that have pissed you off, that have upset you, that you haven't dealt with, that you've suppressed, that you've repressed, and all of us have that. Unfortunately, a lot with our own loved ones, right? Our own immediate families, because that's where we interact the most with. So over the 12 years, all chronic pain issues, have to do with our feelings towards our own members of the family, starting from childhood. So you want to look at the emotion of anger and see, what are the things that have pissed me off? If you've got chronic pain for, like some people say, I've got it for like ever since I was a kid. Yes, even joint pain can be like all the way from childhood. And so you want to look at that, the emotion of anger, repressed. And normally it's an emotion that we are not socially allowed to express because it's bad, right? And so especially women, it's bad to express these aggressive, angry feelings, and so we repress them, and that's at the root of a lot of chronic pain. And so once you have this, right, once you have this understanding of the location and what is the masculine principle and which part of the body and what's the associated meaning with that part of the body and what is the texture, and you kind of like start writing like Sherlock Holmes and getting clues and pieces that help you then address them, right, and release and express them. Now, to release and express them, you could journal, you could tap. I'm a tapper. You could use Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian clearing technique. You could use, access consciousness. I mean, there's so many tools out there that can help you release. Some people write out whatever is pissing them off and then burn them. I find that is like a temporary relief. It doesn't really clear it at the root level. And so how do you know you've cleared it at the root level is all the things that were pissing you off, that were bothering you, that were upsetting you, don't upset you. You have a shift in perspective and you don't see it the same way that you saw it before. And when you think about it, you feel neutral. Okay, maybe very tiny little bit of whatever that emotion was. You don't feel that intensity anymore. You don't feel anger. You don't feel the resentment. So that's when you know you've really released it. Okay? So that's the step, that you release it, you express it in whichever way, right? And then you can engage in activities that balance the masculine energy. So if, going back to the imbalance of over planning and over controlling and always busy and always stressed, so engage in activities, right, that is going to balance the right side energy, apart from the emotional release and all that. But so over planning is try to delegate, right? Try to delegate and trust that things will work out. And sure, there will be mistakes, but doing over planning is having a detrimental impact in your body. So it's a choice. It's a conscious choice that you have to make, right? Over controlling. So try once again to let it be. I've noticed this aspect of me when my kids are concerned. Like, I want to fix everything. I want to control everything and fix everything so that they don't suffer, and all of that. And it's really detrimental to us and them, because they need to learn their lessons, right? Always busy. Plan timeouts for yourself. Plan, like I always plan mini getaways, and that really is soothing for me. So I don't know, for you, like if you're overly busy, schedule in that dance class, the painting class, the retreat, get away to a retreat, right? And that's the way to balance the masculine energy. And emotionally closed, is maybe being vulnerable, and sharing your experiences honestly with someone you can trust is a way to balance the energy. So on the other hand, if you are fearful of taking action and afraid and lacking confidence, then the balancing activity could be like, try something. For me, even getting on, I'm not a very technical person, but for me, I had to push myself, right? Afraid of technology, afraid of internet and how to use all this technical stuff and doing Facebook Live. I had to push myself to get out of this fear of technology and pushing myself and being out there. And so, try activities that take you a little bit out of your comfort zone, and take, don't take big action, but take mini actions in the direction of where you want to go, right? Lacking focus, I mean, there are so many things, on the internet now available to help you focus. This, doing different things. A woman was sharing on some video I was watching, like for students to focus, staring at the swastika sign in front of them for a few seconds, help them focus. I don't know. It was just something I heard on the internet. So there are lots of activities you can do that work for you, that help you focus, right? So that you begin to balance the masculine energy. So these are some of the things that you can do, and really it's developing an understanding of your body. Nowadays, there's so many ways to understand. My kids have had a month long of exams, and whether it was the biology exam or the psychology exam or whatever, they were using videos. There's like information out there for everything you want to understand, right? If you don't get it. But one of the things I find, like, there's an app for everything in our lives. Like, you want a direction for here, you want to go to the airport, you want a taxi, there's an app for everything. But unfortunately, we are very disconnected with our own selves, and beginning to understand our own body and understand, because you have one body and that's the body you get to live in. And so for that experience to be pleasant, why not begin to go deeper than just the surface of what we are seeing, the surface symptoms, and really begin to understand, that each body part has a different message, that we have a left and a right, energy that is working, and maintaining balance is key for that. And what does each body part stand for, and what are those ways we describe our pain? What if it's actually describing our inner pain, what's going on inside of us, right? And understanding that these, heavy duty negative emotions like anger and resentment, they're not just they don't just fade away. They get stored in your system, they get repressed, they get stored, they're not expressed naturally, and then they start to create problems and stuck energy in our body. And so to release all of these all of this stuff that's going on inside of us, once we understand it and begin to address it and release it, we start feeling a lot more peace in our body and in our joints and in whatever is going on with us. In early April, my hand, I could just do this and I couldn't lift it. And right now I'm here and it's not straight up like that, but I'm getting close. And it's all due to, addressing these underlying root causes, because the medical system addresses the symptoms. It doesn't address the root causes. And so here is a different perspective on helping you address joint pain. And I hope this was helpful, and that you will, next time you have joint pain, or if you are having joint pain, you can get back to this video and begin to do your detective work and see what you come up with. And if you want to use EFT tapping to release your joint pain, or whatever pain you're in, I'm going to post a link for the basics of pain tapping for pain relief, and I hope that is helpful too. So thank you for joining, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.